Shut up and sit down.
Go. Boom. There you go. I literally got in there just as he stopped to breathe. Yeah. It was like, yeah, I'm getting in there because I would have missed it otherwise. So hello, folks. Yes, you aren't mistaken. Us two pillocks are back on the airwaves. What can I say? Welcome to Warhammer Wednesday with me, Festa, and in Fox. Welcome to a couple of hours of shenanigans, pee-taking and general debauchery. Very little modelling will happen because, we're only amateurs at the end of the day. So if you want a serious show, we're not for you, I'm afraid, because we're idiots.
Yeah, if you want serious modelling, it's not us.
As usual, if you want to help keep the content coming, the channel alive, head over to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop. Don't know what that was. Or you can click the join button below. That gives you access to the Zoom 24/7, which I'm hoping to get into tomorrow. Also, you can click the $sign to leave a super chat. All goes in a big pot, helps pay for this super duper StreamYard. So,
yes.
Talking of intelligent and highly talented people, let's have a look at the chat. He thought I was going to say something about him then. I know he
I thought you were going to pop it over to me then.
No, so he lulled you into a false sense of security. So let's have a look in the chat. There's myself and the GNU saying good evening. Cassandra's in. Says, evening all, hope you are well. Just doing a bacon sarnie with brown sauce for the stream. And just finished getting Ivy's birthday present sorted out. She's going to be 13 in 3 weeks. Sandra, life as you knew it has just ended. Because the day after her 13th birthday, when you see her, it's going to be... I really hate you, and my friends are coming. Could you go and stand over there?
Also, your life will now include more motorbikes and more boys.
Oh, yes.
Not necessarily in that order.
You are going to be that dad that makes them cringe. But what you get as well, Cassandra, is you get to do dad dances at the school disco, and when their friends come over, just have a photo album of the baby pictures on the next day.
Yeah.
Because they love that.
Oh, yeah.
But she's going to go through ear piercing, nose piercing, the gothic makeup look, mini skirts that look like a belt. So you're going to go through all of that. And as your friends, we'll all be here as your support network.
We'll be here to point and laugh.
Yeah, I couldn't even say that with a straight face.
And always make sure you prepare your collection of swords and knives to have on the wall behind you when you first meet each boyfriend. All
your music that she once liked is now going to be old farts music. You've got it all to come, mate, but trust us, we're your mates. We've been there and we'll have your back for you, mate. And on a serious note, if you're watching this back, happy birthday, Ivy. Congratulations
happy birthday.
on being 13, being a teenager, and don't tell your dad we said this, but make him squirm at every opportunity.
Yeah. Were we ever 13?
Yeah, I remember it vividly, mate.
I don't think I was ever that young. My memory doesn't go that far back.
Cassandra also says, did you see the picture of a sandwich I posted in the Agate chat? Yeah, thanks for that, mate, because I now know what a Sunday dinner and a sandwich looked like, because I was getting confused, mate. I showed it to the wife and went, is this what it looks like? She went, yeah.
Is this a butterfly?
So, there you go. All joking aside, he said, I think I covered the main group. Look, as long as it's got pastrami in it, I'm happy, mate. Because everything needs pastrami in it, mate. Hot noodles with chopped pastrami, bacon pitters with pastrami slung in them, burgers with a couple of slices on it. Oh, mate, because I had ping burgers again tonight, saying I may have sent someone a little movie clip of it been pinged because I am a git. James is in, JC Bricks, evening morning, Colin Fox, all in chat, Festa Foxx. Hugs, hello, James, and big hugs to Alicia and Shania. I hope you're all right. Jeff and Maggie are in, says hi, Cole Fox, and everyone in chatland. Hello, Jeff, and a big hug to you both, you and Maggie. Maggie even. Bill's in, says I'm here. Hello, Bill. You Golden's in, says Bolded-all. Hello, you.
Yep.
And Jeff says AMV is good. Thank you very, very kindly, Jeff. Bill's put in a £10 super chat. Late fee. Thank you very kindly, Bill. Massively appreciate you.
Thank you.
You Golden says SMC. Hi. PJ says WW F&F. Got a look about it. Molded you two and everyone in chat. James has been a member for 57 months, has just popped up, so he should be getting a bit of Spongy Bob SquarePants and all of that. Saying hello to Jeff. PJ says hi to James. You saying hi to James. Jeff says, the terrible teens. Yeah, I remember my boys going through the teenagers. Look, they both ended up going through the heavy metal stage, the goth stage, the punk rock stage. Cal used to dye his hair different colours every other week. The missus used to look at him and go, look, if you're trying to shock me, have a look through that little photo album there. And there was each of all her different colour theirs that her mum had took photos of over the years. And he was like, oh, yeah.
Nothing would ever shock H anyway, because she saw you with a mullet. So.
Exactly. So, yeah, his attempts to shock her, because when I met H, she was like Elvira with the big long nails and the big goth beehive and all of that lot with the white stripe through it. You know, and I remember taking her home to my mum. You know, I want you to meet my girlfriend. And she walked in, she went, oh, is she lovely? And I'm like, yeah, you really don't mean that, Mum, because, yeah.
He was the...
All mums think your girlfriend's going to be like the girl off Little House in the Prairie, don't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But, but luckily my mum doesn't judge a book by its cover. She couldn't with me anyway, so... Yeah.
No.
All that nonsense has already started, says Cassandra. Yeah, you've got it, mate. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's saying hello to each other in the chat. So Cassandra says, any boys will meet me with a shotgun on the table while wearing a T-shirt that says, oh, I've got a shotgun, a shovel, and an alibi. Good man. Just have a pair of muddy boots. And they said, what's about your boots? Well, I've just been in the garden digging a 6 foot by 3 foot free hole.
Yeah. Digging a very specific size hole for reason.
Quite deep as well, you know, 6 foot deep. Well, what are you putting in a pond? No. Yeah, do you want to come and see it? Well, if you don't, you make sure you keep at least a metre between you and my daughter. I'm lucky I had sons, so yeah.
Yeah, what are you putting in it? Well, it depends what time you come back tonight.
Retro's in, says, hi kids, hello Retro, how you doing?
Hey James.
Jeff says, mum's beaten to it, and PJ says, moulding to Cassandra. Don't forget, folks, belly, bench, beverage, biscuit, and all of that. Yep. What is on your bench? What's in your belly? What is your beverage of choice?
Yes.
Next up is, hello, Dees. How's you? And how's my mum?
What? I'm fine, thank you. All good. Mum Wolf is fine and dandy. I'm fast asleep, as always, at this time of night.
Oh, there you go, then.
So, yeah, nothing of any great import to report from here since Monday.
Yeah.
Festa told me that on Monday night that he was having ping burgers for dinner, so I was immediately compelled to go and buy 2 12-packs of pot noodles just to make up for that.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be done, mate.
I didn't have any ping burgers, so I had big pot noodles for me dinner, 2 big green pot noodles. So. Tonight I will continue working on my Tiger Wagon, as we both are. I've got the base blue kind of sorted out now, most of the chipping apart from the inner stuff. And so tonight I'm going to start adding some of the other colour details, like the teeth on the designs and some of the glyphs and stuff. So other colours are going to be going to it now.
Oh, the teeth. So many teeth.
I've got all the other bits there on little stands waiting for extra details as well.
I'm so proud.
How are you?
of you.
And what are you doing tonight?
Painting.
Thanks. Anyway, see you next week, folks. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I am literally just going through and putting some different colours on. All base layering at the moment, nothing super duper. So
super duper.
Just try to distinguish some of the components of this little tanky box, basically, is all I'm up to.
Yes. That sounds like a good idea.
Just to try to bring out and pick out some of the detail because, it
is needed.
I've got to do it almost little sections at a time now because I've got a general idea of where I'm going with the paneling, so I'm actually going to focus on a particular piece now, just to try to get all the different colours on it, just so that I can see how it's looking.
Yeah.
Because why not?
I was debating how exactly to do some of these coloured panels, and I'll probably, for the bigger ones, I'll just do the same sort of dry brushing technique I've used on the main body. For the smaller ones, I'll just dot on the paint so it looks chipped, in the old school way of just dotting on the, say, the red or the green in little dots so it looks like the paint's chipped away without having to paint lots of paint chips, basically, because I want to keep the rusty under colours for some of them.
Yeah.
And for a lot of it, I'm just going to leave it looking rusty because A, I'm lazy, and B, it looks great. So that bit there, this little sort of ridged bit here, I'm going to leave that rusty because it looks really good as a rusty metal.
I'm not doing any rusting until the end.
Aye.
The opposite way round this time.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
So,
I'm not starting with a white for my whites area. I'm starting with an off-white.
Yes. Yeah, all my white is all from grey.
Yep, same here. Because the worst thing you can do is paint whites white.
Yeah, you only use white as a highlight.
Yeah, or paint your blacks black. It's like, no,
okay,
don't start there.
Yeah.
None of that paint, actually, I thinned my paint a little bit now. None of it's coming off. Fail. Oh, it's too thin for dry brushing. Gosh darn it.
This is literally glazes going on. So I'm doing it, pinning it right down with Lamia medium, and then just glazing over the Retributor armour with a bit of brass scorpion, just to...
Oh, it's a nice colour, that brass scorpion.
Yeah, just to let it glaze it, and then I can always highlight the edges of that with a little bit of copper.
Copper!
Oh, God, I forgot you're in fake Cockney mode tonight, aren't you?
I can be if you want me to.
I can sense it. I can sense it.
You can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Yeah, so yeah.
I quite like the way, with this method of painting all the rust on first and then sort of dry brushing the colours over the top in little circles. I do like the way it comes out in that it just gives that worn, your base colours aren't like solid red and solid green. They're just kind of worn and faded, and then you put little chips over the top. It just really works quite nicely. I must try the way you're doing it.
I'm surprised you don't get bored. No disrespect, but you kind of done it on quite a few of your paint jobs now. And I'm surprised that you haven't, because of knowing you like I do, you do lose interest quite quickly in things, and it has surprised me.
I'm surprised myself because often I'll figure a technique out and use it a lot, but then I'll always look for something. I won't actively look for something new, but I'll see things that I think, I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to sit on my laurels and do what I enjoy, but...
Absolutely. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
No, nothing.
I would absolutely be bored rigid doing the same.
Yeah, you would.
It's like I've got bad moons orcs, but I got sick to death doing yellow paint schemes, so I started doing different vehicles just to get away from it for a little bit, because it is my predominant chapter, don't get me wrong, but you kind of get a bit stale with it.
Yeah, I think the thing with this technique is that I love the results so much that I like to stick with it. Yeah,
I'm not having a go at you.
No, I'm just saying. It surprises me because, like I say, I tend to move around a bit, but no. I think I just love it so much. Because I think, to me, it looks more interesting than just painting on chipping when I normally do normal chipping. It has a certain look to it that it's not realistic at all, but I kind of enjoy it. It's just kind of fun. It's also low effort, which is brilliant.
Yeah, but Warhammer isn't real anyway.
No.
It is what if, despite certain people thinking it's real.
I don't think that. I do think that. Well, I mean, you can make it as real as you want, because at the end of the day, if it's a tank, it could still weather like a tank. Make it as real as you want. But I just enjoy it. But I must pick your brains about how you're doing it at some point and try that method out, see how I enjoy that. Because it looks interesting what you're doing, the way you're doing it.
It ends up very wishy-washy at certain points. And you sit there and you think, yeah, I might have made a boo-boo. But as you then start adding extra layers to it, you're picking out. Say, for instance, the side of this tank, where you've got them different colours. Now I can look at that I go, yeah, okay, I can highlight the lighter stuff, leave the dark shade as it is, so that so it gives you an idea where all the shadows are, so that you can go back in and almost, I wouldn't say edge highlight, but you can dry brush over some of it just to either have some tonal lightness or tonal darkness, you know. So
no, I think it's a very watercolory or chiaroscuro kind of style. It's quite nice.
Yeah, but it just lets you see the different ways that light and dark are behaving. And it's almost like having a painting by numbers in front of you, because you could already see your light and dark tones. So you just go for a darker shade, pardon me, for the darker bits, and a lighter shade for the lighter bits. So you end up using the standard paints going over the contrast. It's kind of a reverse way of doing it, but it seems to work. So I'm going to stick with it for a while.
Yeah. Like I say, it's the same principles you'd use if you were painting with watercolours. You're building up the colour rather than adding your colours afterwards.
Yeah.
I've just looked on my webcam, and those teeth look really pale and blue on that camera, but they're actually quite white in real life. The colour balance is wrong. So they don't look quite as pallid as that in real life. They're not bright white, because this is all through and grey. And what I'll do is I'll do more white stuff later to get the highlights on it.
That's what I find with the webcams. You can see in front of you what you're looking at, but when you look up at your screen, it's totally different to what you're seeing in front of you.
Yeah. So imagine that you're looking at our stuff, Mars and Festa stuff, and the colours are a little bit bolder and brighter than that. They're not quite as... It's like somebody's turned the HDR off.
Yeah.
So... Yes, but I'll have to just pick your brain about how you're doing it one day, and you can do a Festa teaches Fox, educating Fox like we did in educating Festa. Because I don't know, I've never done that method before.
Yeah,
it's all new to me.
It's different. It's just a different way, and it's a way of keeping me interest. Because otherwise, especially when I've seen how many projects I've got, I will get bored.
Yeah.
And they'll end up not being painted then, and it's like...
Yeah. No, I openly admit, and I've said it many times, that I'm the kind of person that once I find a good way to do something, I like to stick to it, just because I enjoy doing it. And eventually another technique will come along that I'll get to like. And I'm like, I like that method. But until that happens, I'm quite happy perpetually, pootling along in my own style.
If it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. I'm doing it for the enjoyment of the technique more than anything. I don't do this for the end results. I do it for the enjoyment of the process.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting quite a bit of white paint on the panel around that, but it doesn't really matter because there'll be lots of weathering going on this. And there'll be chipping and stuff that'll hide all those little overpaint bits. I don't think I've got a smaller drawing.
All right. Whilst you're taking a breath, I've got to try and catch up with the chat for a minute.
Go for it.
Scout Modelling Chaos, aka Cassandra Belly, Chicago Town, Bacon Ham and Pineapple Pizza Bench. Ooh. Nothing as reorganising. Bevy Orange Tango Biscuits, Turnock Tea Cake. Bill, comma, so users needed. So he did there. He's not bitter at all, is he? Belly Hunter's Chicken with Rice, Bench 172nd SB 2M100 Spanish Air Force. Bomber, Bevy, coffee, biscuits, wagon wheels. There you go. EJ, shut up a minute. Belly, sheep kebab. I'm rushing to get the chat in so I can actually catch up, mate. Belly, sheep kebab, king prawn vindaloo with garlic naan. Bench 100 scale Serenity. Oh yeah, what's that, mate? Beverage, orange squash, biscuits, Fox's chocolatey half-coated dark chocolate cookies. There you go. You can carry on there, mate, but I kind of want to try and keep up with the chat.
No, I thought you'd finished.
I stupidly went for a breath again, didn't I?
Oh, yeah. Tonic's tea cakes are the bribes of choice this week to get Mama Wolf to do stuff.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. It's like I'll put a box of 6 down in front of her, walk out for 5 minutes, come back, and they'll just be empty wrappers, and I'll be like, bloody hell.
Your work is complete.
It's like, I'll be like, I need you to do X. Oh, I don't want to. I'll give you a treat. Don't want a treat. I'm not hungry. Do you want a tea cake? Gone. So even when she's not hungry, she still has a tea cake.
Oh, why not?
Yeah. Cassandra says, if anyone needs any cheap brushes for weathering, go to Lidl. They have 13 different sizes for about £1.80.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Always buy cheap brushes from wherever you find them because they're just great to have. Jeff says, belly cheese and onion quiche with the homemade stir-fry, strawberry cornetto, bench 4 1/35 tanks. Beverage is currently lemonade.
Oh, nice.
He's a secret. No, he's not that secret. I went for a slightly smaller dry brush and it's not working as well. For no reason at all, the theme from It'll Be Alright on the Night just dropped into my head.
Oh, it's there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get that off.
So I'm just doing a little bit of stippling on these white teeth now, just to build up the colour a bit. Yeah, I'm getting some around it, but it's not the end of the world. I can stipple the dark blue around there to tidy it up later. At the end of the day, dry brushing is a messy technique, which is why you do all this stuff first and not
Exactly.
painted all your details and that. And that. I've got some teeth on there, but I might do them a different colour. Teeth. What? If you don't know your orc lore, orcs don't use money, they use teeth, what they call teeth.
Yeah, with 2 Fs.
Just, yeah, teeth, 2 Fs. Because what they do is basically, if they want to buy something, they just find a grot, smash him, crump him in the head till his teeth fall out, give the teeth, and that's their money. So they get rich. You've got lots of teeth, and you're rich. But of course, they don't last forever because they fall apart and decay, so. I love orcs. Orcs are just so funny. Football hooligans of the 40k world. Don't want that on there. Anyway, what's that? Right. There's checkers on there, which I might do white, but I need to do the base colour first.
Checkers.
Checkers. There's some hazard stripes on here, like they'll be black and yellow, and I'll have to paint them yellow and then paint the black bits. Never paint yellow over black.
So we did.
So they'll be done in time. I might do that big Gorka Morka face in white. That'll be fun. Yeah, some of these checkers might be because it's death skulls who are blue and white. So some of these checkers are going to be in white. So I might paint some of the bits underneath blue, or I might leave them as they. I don't know actually. I'm doing it. I'm narrating myself, my process, aren't I?
Mate,
going along.
You pretty much do that anyway. I'll just sit here and paint. I'm happy. That's why I get so much done. I'll just leave you to it.
Hey, you're the one that tells us what you're doing, especially when you're building.
I've been good. I've been good.
I like it. You're just muttering away through your build. It's great because we figure out what you're doing. We go on the adventure with you.
There it is.
Bill says, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 24 hours since I bought my last kit. It's Model Club tomorrow, so I'm not even going to pretend I'm not going to be buying more. The first rule of Model Club is we don't talk about Model Club.
Yeah, you know, Bill. You know you're going to be buying more, mate.
Yeah. This is the man who bought like a 5-foot-long battleship because he needed to buy some paint.
Yeah.
Cassandra says, the cost of living keeps getting worse. People will actually be doing the same and pulling their gold teeth out to pay for things.
Pretty much. It's getting bad, mate.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This is very messy, but again, like I say, there'll be washers and stuff that clean up any overpainting. It's a bit like airbrushing with a brush. Sometimes doing this. It's not quite dry brushing, but it's not quite stippling.
Yeah, but it gives you the airbrush effect without actually using the airbrush. So.
And I just love doing it. It's just absolutely just. I could sit here for hours and do it.
Out of interest, do you enjoy doing that paint job? Because you don't really say that you do, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It's like the reason I keep doing it is, you know. It can be teeth. World's worst brush.
Why is that?
Oh, this one, it's just an old base brush, but it's like... It's the world's worst brush for doing anything delicate and precise. I'm currently painting the teeth and all the stuff around it.
Oh, it's a bit bish then, yeah.
No, it's brilliant, because it just makes everything look completely random. It's exactly what you want. Teeth. I'll go over these in a minute with a finer brush just for the proper white bits.
Oh, the white bits. So many white bits.
So many white bits.
Around.
Lead bit. That's literally that much dry brushing just to get a rough checker effect. So good. I still haven't decided if I like the idea that all their checkers and stripes are like moulded into the resin, the checker patterns, which you'd normally paint by hand. I'm not decided on that.
I suppose it's there for folks that find checkers difficult to paint, mate.
Yeah.
Not everyone is as talented as you, dear.
No, it's just like, you know, you and I both like doing things like checkers. It's just, I'm not sure about them being raised.
Therapeutic, isn't it?
Yeah, doing checker. Oh, yeah.
It makes it a lot easier, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, you know, it is a lot more straightforward. It gives you a nice, concise result that, you know, is conforms, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. They're all the same size. They're all, you know.
You will conform.
But otherwise, they'll end up different sizes and skew width and can't have that.
Knew a girl like that once.
That's what we did.
You see what I did. You see what I did. There's only that much to do. There's going to be white on here.
Very little, mate. There's very little of it is white.
Yeah. There's not actually going to be that much that's not my base colour, to be honest. A little bit of stripes and some of the glyphs will be different colours, but other than that, it's mostly going to just be blue.
That's pretty much why I left the base colours as they are and started doing the odd panel. And then I could look then at different panels of what I want to do with them.
Let's get the big. No, we'll stick with this brush. It's good enough.
You sure it's good enough?
It's a skanky old dry brush. It's exactly our base brush. It's exactly what you need. Sounds like a song. Skanky old base brush. I'm sure there's a new romantics band out there in the 80s that wrote something about that.
I'm sure there is. Oh, to live in your head for a day. My God.
You really wouldn't want to. Not without a map.
The world would be spinning off its axis, wouldn't it?
Somebody once says to me, I don't know if I would find living in your head terrifying or eye-opening. I said, yeah, probably. How does your brain work? I'm like, I don't know what it's giving me for.
I'd want to do it so I could discover your technique for talking so much without actually pausing for breath.
Or saying anything of any interest.
Because I'm surprised you don't end up with oxygen deprivation.
You probably do, and that explains a lot.
It's like, yeah, bless him. Obviously, don't ever change. It's just like, it's quite funny.
I obviously have massive lungs.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how you do it. You're like one of those free divers that can swim to the bottom of the ocean. And it's like, yeah, it's going purple now. His toes are curling up, but he's got another 3,500 words yet. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite funny. I know when you're coming to the end of a sentence because you speed up. It's like, yeah, he's running out of oxygen. That's what's happening.
I'm having to manually adjust my speed.
Yeah.
To take account of it.
Absolutely.
PJ says, a future build project arrives later today. The brand new 112th Jaguar D-Type from MFH. Looking forward to that. Cool. What's a D-Type Jaguar?
It's the one before an E-Type.
Well, brilliant. Thanks for that.
One if I remember rightly, it was the one with a fin along it.
I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. Everybody knows an E-Type.
I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm wrong. Memory, I think that's what the D-Type is.
Thanks for the memories. The memories of everything.
Must get round to filming some more of the big E-Type as well. Been a while since I've done anything on her.
All right.
Kind of got engrossed in all the moving and all of that lot. And, she's safe, but I do want to get back to her and film the next couple of stages on her. Get the engine all buttoned down, and then I can get on to all the suspension. And
keep us in suspension. Ha!
So what he did there. Put that in there.
Some of these bits of overpainting I can cover with chips later, so it's not a biggie. There's always a way around these things.
Montreal, is it? What I did.
Huh?
What I did.
I see what we did there. Tune in next week. Try the fish.
I'll get me coat. Get that in there.
Saw the trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was underwhelming.
It's been done to death, innit? Let's be honest. Come on.
I did like the Mandalorian, but yeah, it did not look particularly interesting.
So I think that's something different.
It might just be a bad trailer. You never know. But I do like the Mandalorian. The series is great.
Yeah, but it's the whole Star Wars franchise has just been done to death now, and it's like,
yeah.
Flies have been on the carcass of the dead horse they've been flogging for about 25 years now.
They do occasionally pull a rabbit out of the hat. Andor was fantastic.
Yeah, it's like, I know what would be a good idea. Let's remake another Superman and Spider-Man film. It's like,
I think then they need to do more Star Wars. That's not the big storylines with Skywalker and all that lot. I think just background stories is good, like the Mandalorian stuff.
How many reboots are they going to do for the Fantastic Four franchise before they realise people really aren't that interested in it? It's like, oh, look, there's another Fantastic Four movie coming out.
Marvel are never going to say no.
Exactly. What are they going to do next? Reboot Iron Man?
Well,
you know,
I don't follow the actual comics, but I'm sure there's lots of storylines that they can fiddle with.
It's just like,
Indeed. thing is, I mean, you know, the movies have been going for what, 15, 20 years? But it's like 80 years of comics they've got to play with. So
Yeah, I know, but the storylines are never that much different.
no, they're not.
To be honest with you, it's how Clark Kent became Clark Kent, and it's like
they keep doing the origin stories.
It's pretty much the same script, but with slightly better CGI than was once available. And it's like, yeah, but come on, tell a story with a bit more vigor or a bit more, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the trend to redo origins, every time there's a Batman movie, it's the whole origin story. And it's like, we've got 18 of those now in the last few years.
Yeah, it's like, we kind of know how Batman came to be Batman, if you don't mind.
And it's like, if they do the normal origin story, it's like, we've seen this. And if they do an unusual origin story, it's like, that's not the origin story. Don't even try.
Yeah, I just get fed up with seeing the same material being rehashed all the time. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Which way round?
Got any teeth on here? Oh, we got any teeth on the turret? Yes, plenty of teeth. Hugh Gordon says some very cool turn metal parts in that kit, PJ, about his Jaguar. Jaguar.
Yeah, look forward to seeing that.
He's a Jaguar. He's good. Do I understand it rightly that things like Jaguars and Pumas and things, they're all the same thing?
What do you mean?
Mountain lion. No, hang on. Is it a puma that's the same as a mountain lion and the same as a...
They're from the same family, but there are genetic differences.
Yeah. I think it's the mountain lion that's got like 5 different names or something. But it's all the same stuff. Jaguar.
It's like everything. We're all called human beings, but when you look across the world, there are ethnic differences, aren't there? So no different than the animal world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. A bit of that going on there.
I like the American pronunciation of puma. They call it puma, and I just like that. It's like puma. I like that word, puma. It's a nice squishy pronunciation. Puma. Ooh, this is going to be a big white plate of teeth on the front here. I've just realised they kind of put teeth on the top of the turret to make it look a bit like Gorka Morka. It's quite good, that. I just noticed that. With the I don't notice things very often sometimes. I'm a bit slow on the uptake. It's a puma, says Bill.
So you did that.
It's not a puma. Puma.
So what we got planned for the rest of the week, folks? You got any outings you're going on, or model clubs you're going to, or filming of stuff you're planning? What you got
Heists,
planned?
you know. Anybody planning a heist? Because you can tell us, we won't tell anybody. Shh. What have you got on this week, buddy?
I got filming after the show through the night. Catch up on some of the Mustang build.
Yep.
If I get all of them, mind you, that's 12 issues there. I can probably get some of the Ford Falcon done as well. If I do 6 Mustang, 4 Ford Falcon, that gives me another month of pre-shot schedule. So
nice.
that'll let me catch up a bit with the Batman then.
Excellent.
Because the missing issues finally turned up, so I can carry on with the progression. Because, yeah.
I've had a DeLorean package. I've not opened it yet, though, to see what it is. It's probably not the missing ones.
Yeah, sometimes it can be frustrating because they get the delivery schedule goes a bit skew-whiffed, and you end up with issues arrived that are like 6 issues ahead of where you are. And you can't get them done because the structure that it goes on is what you're missing. So can throw you off a little bit. We've kind of gotten used to it over the years, haven't we, mate?
Yeah. I'm just paused on the DeLorean now anyway, so it's fine. It's funny though, you know, I'm not a I'm not a builder. These part works that we've been doing over the years, you know, everybody knows I'm a frilly sleeved foppish painter type. I'm not a builder. I'm a flippy flappy painter type, and I have to admit that doing all these part works, I have found just great joy in the simple process of just, you know, building these things just with like screws and nuts and bolts, and they're kind of simple building process, and it's quite satisfying and cathartic in a way. I don't know why.
Oh, they're fun to do, but I do struggle sometimes mentally with just being an assembler.
Yeah, to you it's not stimulating enough.
So I do little modifications on them just to create an interest for myself. You know, it's like the Batmobile, some of the micro electronics that I've put on it just to, you know, light up the whole instrument binnacle on the steering wheel, the little side repeater lights on the rear window. You know, they say in the thing, these aren't meant to be lit. Oh,
they are
because, you know, we haven't given you the bits to do it. And I'm like, yeah, mine will be, because I like to go just that little bit different with it, because it keeps my brain stimulated. Otherwise, as you know, I get sort of, I wouldn't say disillusioned, but I get
bored.
Yeah, bored, because I'm like, I'm just putting screws together. It's a bit like when you work in a body shop. You know, you're used to lead filling a body plate in, and someone just wants to bolt on a new wing. Where's the skill in that? It's like, no, I want to sit here and, you know, build a panel, weld a new piece in there, or, you know, hammer a dolly out the dent and do it old school. You know, that's how I was taught. Whereas modern weld is, 4 bolts, take it off, put new one on. It's like...
Achievement unlocked, by the way. You're the first person I've ever heard to actually say the word binnacle.
Yeah, binnacle.
It's a great word, isn't it?
It is. That's what it is, isn't it? It's a binnacle.
Yeah. Yeah, I just found them... it's like... I was saying to Fest the other day, if I was actually going to get myself a part work, actually put money down on one now, I wouldn't film it, because all I'd want to do, if I was going to buy a part work, it'd have to be one where you can buy it all in one go. Because I enjoy the process of building them so much, because it's kind of nice and simple, even because I'm not, you know, to me it's a simple, it's not too demanding because I'm rubbish at it.
Yeah.
So I'd have to get it where I can get the whole thing at once and just sit there for like a week and just build. I wouldn't film it because I'd just be like, just building it. It'd be great fun. I'd love to do
but
that.
sometimes it's nice, and I do this every now and then, where it's just nice to do a build without any filming.
Mm-hmm.
Just do the build for yourself.
Yep.
No faff, no hassle, no, you know.
Don't mess about.
And savour it, because sometimes going back to basic just feels right, doesn't it?
Yep. Yep. It just works.
Yeah. And I like that, because it just, you can sit there, you can be there until the early hours of the morning doing your build, quite content in your own little world with a bit of music going on or whatever, and just chill out, shoot the breeze.
Oh, just realised I pinged my hatch off my tank turret. Oh well, I'll fix it back on later.
It can be repaired, dear.
I just need super glue back on. There you go. It's just where it was glued on. It's no biggie. I was like, why is that bit white? Oh, it's because there's something missing. Oh. Wait, something's missing. What is it?
That's when you sit there and go, oh, really?
Yeah.
Cassandra says he's surprised you're enjoying part works given what happened with the X-Wing.
That was just one particularly gnarly part of the process. The cars is fairly straightforward, to be honest. The car ones. Fairly, they're not too demanding. I could quite happily build another car part work, even though I'm not that interested in cars, because I have kind of enjoyed it, and I do like the look of a dirty great big 1/8 scale car on your shelf.
What you need to do is get a 1/6 scale Mustang, mate. That'll change your philosophy.
Yeah, that'll change your philosophy of how many shelves you need.
God, it is so big.
I still don't know why they did 1/8 scale. 1/6 scale, very strange.
Yeah, they've not released any more, though, have they? So they've obviously realised.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're not going to do that again. Especially if it's like the same cost as normal part work, because it's like, yeah, that was a boob.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, mate. I don't know what the price is.
No, I don't. The funny thing is, when we do these part works, we're always told you don't discuss the price.
Yeah.
You get like a guide from the thing, and it's like, don't discuss the price. You're not supposed to say how many issues there are.
Yeah. It's like, we have a little set of bullet points that we work to, and then you sign your NDA, because obviously they don't want 50 million people emailing them trying to get a free part work, because that's what happens. Believe you me, it does happen.
Yeah. But the upshot is, I'd never remember how much these things cost, because I never have to know.
Yeah, exactly. And
people said to me in the past, yeah, can you get me on their list? No. Yeah. Do you think I could get one? No, they have to come to you. It's invite only.
What's the name of the agency? If I disclose that, I then breach the terms of my contract.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
If they think you're good enough, they'll contact you.
Oh, but I wouldn't say, well, I'll tell you what, then, give us your bank account and your PIN number. Hey, what? Oh, yeah, you're not going to give me that information, so... Yeah. And then, I think we've both had this. You get the frosty attitude then, because they're like... Yeah, because you haven't given in, and it's like, it's not a case of giving in, it's you sign a contract. The contract is,
It's a business arrangement. We've signed a contract. We've agreed to an NDA. We're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, don't get me wrong. They don't want the ins and outs of everything you do, but because I've been asked several times why I do it a single issue at a time, not like World of Wayne, who does it as a box. Well, the agency that we use was like, yeah, we've got people that do it that way per delivery, but we've also got people that want to watch the content just for that issue. They might not want to watch 6 other issues to find out how to put that door on. So, some of us do it issue by issue. I think it's me, you and Chris, isn't it, that do it issue by issue, whereas others will do it, their delivery's turned up with 4 issues. It's
They approach creators based on the way the creators do stuff and say, just do what you do, please.
Exactly. So the customer or the viewer gets the choice then. They can either watch the whole box delivery, or if they just want to build one issue that day, just watch an issue. They got the choice then.
Yep.
So that's why I do it a certain way. I was constantly getting bombarded with it. And it was like, well, that's the only stipulation they were with it was, can you do it issue by issue, please? Yeah, no worries, I'll do that.
It's not a problem.
They was like, it means more videos and more editing and all of that lot, but...
Yeah, and we're like, listen, you give me a part work free. I'm not going to complain. You can ask me to do what you want. You can
as I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you so kindly jumped in and said it for me, so I don't have to do it. But,
You can rest easy now.
Yeah, well, I stupidly again paused for a breath. I think I'd learn by now.
We'll learn one day.
Yeah, but I can't sit here and go purple.
I've heard that rumour.
Sure.
Yeah, I've had people get a bit humpy because you won't get them in the door, and it's like, it's not our call to make, mate.
No, I mean, I was shocked because when I gave up smoking, H put the money that I used to spend on smokes in a bank account. They gave me the account and the card and said, right, that's your modelling account, because I wasn't doing Patreon back then.
Yep.
And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll use the money to get the Rossi bike that's been on the telly. So long story short, I built that. and the woman I was dealing with at the time, the Rossi bike ended, or the shipment stopped because of the chocolate velociraptor.
Yep.
For the 18 months of lockdowns of various things, it was basically building up in their warehouse. So eventually she reached out and said, look, we can carry on with single shipments, but your entire collection's on a pallet in the warehouse. So we can either ship the whole lot in one hit, which saves us a shed load of shipping, or we can just do it by. I said, just send a lot over. I said, as long as you can give me an accurate date, because I'll get me lad to take the day off. I said, because I won't be able to get it from the pallet into my house. I said, because my own situation. Long story short, it turned up, I filmed it, I thought nothing of it. And I was going to then start Eleanor. And then, obviously, with the cost of living and things changing and interest rates going through the roof, I basically said to H, look, I can't justify you going out to work. There'd been one wage coming in and me spending X, Y, Z on the hobby. I said, so...
This nonsense, yeah.
The smoking money, what I just keep in the account, pay the bills, that's the priority. And I won't name the lady, but you know who I mean.
I know
Reached out and said, do you do have other interests? I said, well, I've got a YouTube channel. Yeah, I know I've been watching your Rossi bike, but we find you a little bit eccentric, and we kind of think you would fit into our little group of builders. Would you be interested in doing some more part works? I said, yeah, no worries. She said, okay, well, I'll send you one out. And I didn't even ask. I just thought, it's rude to ask. Be grateful when it arrives as to what it is. And lo behold, it turned out to be the bloody Eleanor build.
Yeah, you were like, wait a minute.
So she's obviously watched the Rossi bike and heard me going, yeah, I'm thinking of doing Eleanor next. It is, another one that I'd like to do. And
Grail build.
A Grail build, etc. And yeah, so Eleanor turned up. Then about 4 issues into that, I got another email. Do you like this particular artwork that I've sent you a link to? And I had a look. I said, yeah, it looks interesting. She said, good, because it's going to be arriving in the next 2 days. And within a month, I went from 1 part work to doing 5.
Yeah.
And, she was... Well, we had a really, really, really good working relationship, don't we? And
we
and
really
she,
well with the team.
She never has to chase me for any links. I just send her a wodge of links through. There you go. That's everything. So she's got content right up until the mid-December. I've sent all the links for. And she's like, I know you said you film in a certain way. She said, can I ask what that is? Why you do that? And I said, well, I binge film because I do a lot of hospital stuff. I said, long story short, I've got MS and other issues, and I go in for surgeries regular and all of that. I said, so when I get deliveries, I tend to film the lot, archive them, send you the links, so that if I end up in hospital, it's not going to affect your content, my content. It keeps it alive and going.
Yeah. Stockpile.
Exactly. And we've really formed a great working relationship. And, of course, people want to get free part works, and they're like, oh, could you ask us, because I want one for nothing. And it's like, well, there's the problem. We build them because we enjoy building them. Yes, we are getting them for nothing, but we didn't chase them, we didn't ask. They just basically, they start off by offering to pay you, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, they did me. I don't know what they did with you, but it's like, oh, we'll pay you for filming it. What would you charge? And it's like, asking me that's like, I've never charged for stuff like that. So
yeah, they mentioned that to me once, and I'm like, I get a part work out of you. I'm not going to ask you to pay more than that.
I did it again, didn't I? I paused.
You did. Well, you asked me. Yeah. You said to me, what did they say? And it's like,
no, I was on about the conversation I was having with an individual, but anyway. But so you sort of, I've lost my train of thought now. You sort of bat it back to them, and it's like, well, if you're going to bombard them, this is what we've had before where they'll message us and go, do you know this particular individual? Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Well, we've had about 10 emails in the last week from them saying that, they're a mate of yours and you're, you're trying to help them get on the ladder, so to speak, by getting part work. So I said, that's not actually accurate.
No.
And it's like, they've just basically gone through different names of companies in the hope that they get the right one. Because it gets forwarded to them from the part work people, because the part work people don't actually control our content. It's an external agency who we're not going to name.
No.
But any emails that go to Banhome, Diag and all of that lot, they all get filtered through various agencies. And we get asked, and it's like, we know of them. Why is that? Get bombarded and spamming our email. But the problem is we can't say anything because then they'll know that we've had a discussion. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've said to them before now, if I thought there was some, if I wanted to recommend someone to you.
Yeah, if we could, we would.
I would contact you directly and say, reach out to this person. I've said that to people before. There's no point contacting them and dropping our name because they know if we don't reach out, it's not come through us. Yeah,
believe you me, if we could turn around and say, right, we're going to give you a list of people, then we would do it. But we've been told not to, and that we're going to stick to our agreed NDA. It's that simple. So,
like I say, at the end of the day, it's a business arrangement. Isn't it?
Don't shoot the messengers. Is basically what we're saying, because
some people just think it's like mates helping out mates. You're like, no, it's a business arrangement.
Yeah, I had it where someone once said, it pays to know Fox then because you've got part works. Actually, Fox wasn't even aware until I put my first lot of videos out.
It was like, to do with me.
Because you thought I was buying them, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I dropped the name of this individual, and straight away you knew, because I knew that.
Yeah.
They knew you.
I was made up when you told me. I was like, that's brilliant.
And it was. Yeah, because they said, do you know this bloke? And I said, I know of him. And,
I'm aware of his existence.
Yeah, and that was really as far as it went, But it's like when I got Batmobile, I wasn't allowed to say I'd got it for a month.
Goes.
Yeah, and Chris got Batmobile, didn't he? And I was like, great, someone else has got it. I can actually say I've got it now. I said, because I was told not to say anything. He said, I've been told that as well. And I said, well, we've both got it. We both know each other. But we had the part work 6 weeks before we started putting the videos out because we wasn't allowed to release the content.
Yep.
Until it was mainstream stock that they had so that they could fulfill any subscriptions that came in. Because
there's no point putting the PR out before they're actually ready to roll.
I did it again, didn't I? I paused. Yeah. Carry on.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. It's fascinating though when people think we're not helping them out. It's like, we've signed an agreement.
I've had that before. I've been accused of, not being a true mate, and it's really. Which irks you, to be honest with you, because you're like, for Christ's sake,
It's like, well, you work in a store. Can you ask your boss to give me a discount on his products? Well, no. Well, there you go then. There you go. It's like, shush.
Well, it's like we often joke about it, don't we, about silliness. Because, we've said it before, we do get our fair share of angst, is that the word?
Yeah.
Mine all started when I landed the E-Models gig. And everyone's your mate, and then suddenly you get the E-Models gig, and spitefulness started, didn't it?
Yeah.
We got chatting about it on the build team, and it's happened to each and every one of us. Where we all went through that, and it's like, because at the time you think you're the only one it happens to, and I think it was Ted asked me, have you had any silliness yet, mate? And I went, what do you mean? And he just reeled off some examples, and I went, God, I'm really glad you said that. I thought it was just me. And all the others were like, no, add that as well. And I was like, I was proper made up because I just thought it was personally aimed at me stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, how come you got it? How do I get it? You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah.
Speak to the people who say, will you come and do a video for us? Not me.
It's when you have a conversation and they go, had an email today. Festas asked me to get in touch about becoming an e-models builder. And it's like,
no.
Really? When did I do that then?
Yeah.
And you've had it, haven't you? Oh, Fox has asked me to send this email because you're looking for other builders. And
Yep. Well, the funny thing with the e-modelers is that we'd already give them a list of people who just not to even think about. So, and they occasionally get an email from them who goes, oh, Fox told me. It's like, no, he didn't. Because I'd already said, don't even think about this person or that person. It's just one of those things. It's, if you're good enough, somebody will call on you to ask for your services. If you fit someone's needs, if your particular style is what somebody's looking for at that point in time, they'll reach out and say, hey, we like your stuff. Would you like to do X, Y, or Z? But most companies, if you bombard them saying, hey, please can I, they won't. I did that with Hachette. Never heard back. Never ever heard back from them because they're just not interested. Either they've got in-house stuff that they do anyway, so they will just ignore any external requests, or they use a third-party company, so you're just mailing the wrong people, or they look at your stuff and think, yeah, you're not really a fit with our brand. So, somebody will reach out at some point. If you've got a channel and you make content, you'll get lots of pointless ones. I assume you get the same. I get so many mails for kitchen products, sunglasses. People say, hey, let's do a partnership. I've been watching your videos and you're a perfect match for our insert brand here. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm a perfect match for your range of kitchen products on my model making channel.
I've had one recently from a place, and they're like, we do this product. We've noticed you do, this sort of stuff. We're going to send you that if you can do a review of the product when you start using it. Yeah, no worries. And they haven't sort of demanded, when you're filming it, it's as and when.
Mm. Yeah.
And it's, all right, I'll sit and do it.
Yeah,
never heard of them. Yeah, never heard of them, to be quite honest with you. But
yep.
So I'll sit and film it.
Yep. There's always a bit where you say, yeah, if I don't like it, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, that's all they said. Give an honest review. Yep. You don't have to, if it's got good points, bad points, just be honest. It's out on the market anyway, so it's no biggie.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a couple where I did that and I never heard back never got the product and never heard back.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah.
Occasionally you get one, because 99% of them are just random, like, people trying to promote their whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they'll just reach out to all the channels. Sometimes you get one that's kind of relevant and you'd be like, oh, I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
But I've never had anything like that said to me.
Yeah, it was kind of, because it was just a generic email. And it was one of those, you go through your emails, you think, spam. And I looked and I thought, I recognise that name. So I just thought, I'll just have a quick little looky. They was like, been watching your channel. I thought, it's going to be another SEO. But they actually name dropped specific content.
Yeah, and that's a sign they have actually watched it.
Yeah, and it wasn't all recent content. It was across the board, going right back to Insane Blade and Lehman Russ and, alt stuff, as well as other painting stuff that I've done, figure painting, all of that. We've watched the beginnings of this, and this. And we think this might be a useful addition to your bench equipment to go alongside A, B, and C. And I thought, they've seriously been watching my content because that's stuff in the background in the corner of the bench. So they've obviously had a good look round and seen what equipment I've got. You know what I mean? And so I said, yeah, I'm interested, you know. And they went, yeah, no restrictions, you know, just a fair, honest appraisal, but use it for a couple of months first and then release the video, like, update or whatever on what your honest thoughts are. And I went, yeah, okay. And I said, when's it getting launched? Oh, it's already on the market. I said, oh, well, what's the point then? And they went, because, yeah, it generates a bit of content for you, but also, you know, pretty much the world is full of glowing reviews because they've got it for free, whereas we think that you would be quite honest with it because we've been watching, you know, some of your part work stuff and there's been issues there that the product hasn't been great, but you've not been shy going, yeah, this could have fitted a bit better.
Yep.
That's what we want to hear because we're constantly trying to update the product design and we think that we'd get more benefit out of a fair, honest review like that. People saying how wonderful it is because they want another one. I was like, yeah, no worries. When do you need it by? As and when. No rush.
Yeah. I've had one lately and I keep getting mails from such and such. It changes every time at gazeta.pl.
That's Poland, mate, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, I've had a few and I just instantly bin them. And it's like, so I looked at one time, I was like, right, let's have a look at this. So I looked and looked. Gazeta.pl is a Polish news site.
Yes.
A real Polish news site. So I was like, okay, but why would a Polish news site be asking me to do reviews on Rode microphones?
Yeah.
Also, why would anybody be asking me to do reviews on Rode microphones? So I'm thinking, this is not from Rode. This is not from Rode at all.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of research. And apparently it's quite common that they use this Gazeta.pl because I was reading one guy who said, yeah, there's loads of things like this. Basically, anyone can have a Gazeta.pl email address.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can have one. And it just means it looks like a real, they get a bit of,
yeah,
makes them look authentic. So, but they're just normal spam emails. They're not from Rode or whoever.
Chris Homuck's in, saying hello. Hello, Chris. How you doing?
Chris.
Cassandra's off. Going to have to call it a night. The internet keeps cutting out. Stay safe. Catch you all later. You take care, mate.
See you, mate.
Bill gets loads and leave a 5-star review on Amazon and we'll refund you emails that get fixed in the fold in the round drawer. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that. And yeah, you know, you go out and buy the product and then, yeah, they don't actually bother giving you the refund. They just want the sale.
Yeah, I get them. I just report them to Amazon. Yeah,
we just forward them off to Amazon. It's like, yeah, it's going on again. PJ says, no one mentioned yet West Swing part work. Oh, did you, Cassandra? Well done, that girl. Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's a breach of the trader's rules that if a trader approaches you.
Yeah, it's frowned upon.
Yes. Yeah, but for some reason, like, you know, get it a lot on Instagram as well. It's like, you know, hey, let's work together with our animal products or it's always sunglasses or pet products. I'm like, why would you even think? They're just using a scattergun approach. They're just mailing everybody.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like they've gone to a lot of effort and it's like, but I don't do videos about the thing you're made. Why?
I had one. Let's do a collaboration on hair products and grooming kit. So I just sent them one back saying, you've obviously not watched me before because I've got bald head. So yeah, we get a lot of them, but every now and then you get one come through that's legit. And I just batted a reply back to this one. Didn't think nothing of it. And then, like I say, the parcel arrived and I had forgot about it, to be quite honest with you.
Yep.
I'd had a couple of sleeps, you know, and
yeah.
So they was true to their word. There it was. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you get a kind of a sixth sense. Sometimes you get one and you just, something in it makes you think, let's just check them out and see who this is because this might be legit. 99% of the time you know it's just a rubbish one. But just every now and then you'd be like, let's just check out this link and let's just do this and that.
Yeah, I'll sit and film it and put it out there and why not? Because,
that's how I got the little figures from Medifis, you know, the Fallout resin gaming figures. They just said, you know, would you like to do a couple of reviews? Yeah, okay. I looked them up and thought, oh, it is a real place, and yeah.
Just nice to be asked, isn't it? You know, and it's
You know, I've there's been times, and I will admit, you know, there's been times when I've mailed places saying, hey, I'd like to get, you know, I'd like to do a video of this. Would you send me one? And not very often I've done it, but occasionally. And it's like, it never goes anywhere because most places don't respond to that. If they think you're relevant to their brand or style, they'll just reach out to you anyway.
Well, it's like when the A-Models cat build came along. At first I thought that was a gag. Because I didn't recognise the surname on the email address. And, yeah.
But I'll never be one of these people that, like, just jumps on every single thing and says, oh, I'll do that so I get a free such and such. You know, you get these people that on YouTube and they'll just pimp any old product, and it's like you're just selling yourself out.
Buying cigarette lighter and coat hanger. Yeah. Top out with sleeves.
Yeah. Duvet with sleeves. And so but you see these people, they're just whoring themselves out, and it's like, yeah, that's your opinion is worth nothing because you just say everything's brilliant. He's getting it for free.
Well, this is it. You know, it's, you know, you can sit there and gush over something, and you see it in a lot of other channels that do that. People will put the comment in, well, you're bad to say that because you're getting it for free. Well, one, that's just a bit of jealousy on the writer's part.
Yep.
But you do see channels that are like that. They'll go, how wonderful something is, and you can clearly see that it isn't.
Yeah, here's this wonderful product that's absolutely brilliant, and then they never use it ever again.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you kind of know that they're talking yes, basically.
Yeah, I mean, when I was first starting out, it was like, you know, I had a little bit of the, oh, can I get stuff for free? But that didn't last. I grew out of that quite quickly. And now when I if I occasionally, very rarely contact someone to say, would you be interested in? It's very rare I do it now. It's more because I'm interested in, like, the product range and the company.
I've never reached out to a vendor.
Yeah.
Never done it.
It's very rare now, and it's usually only when I'm really interested in that company and their range, and it'd be like, I'd like to get a relationship with them so that there could be collaborations and stuff in the future. And I don't just mean like getting free stuff, but, you know. Yeah. But it never goes anywhere because it's not the way you get done.
I've never done it because I was worried it would cheapen myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying I'm better than anyone else, not at all, but I just thought it would, you know, it's no different than what we was on about earlier, about 50,000 people emailing Fanon.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've done it so very rarely. And my motivation is never to get free stuff, but I've probably done it about twice or three times, I think.
You know, because I can remember at the company I last worked at, that there was always emails coming in. I'm a YouTuber who enjoys climbing. Would you be able to send me free this, free that, free this? Yeah. And it's like, you know, they want $2,000 worth of free climbing gear because they're going on a climbing holiday. They've got no intention of filming it or whatever.
No.
Yeah, you used to get a lot of that, and that was an outdoor clothing company.
Yeah.
You know, and when I got chatting to our lady friend, you know, I said, do you get spammed much? Oh, you wouldn't believe how many emails a day Fan Home are getting off of people.
Yeah.
I was watching this person who gets a free artwork. I want a free one. Send it too. Not even asking about the company or what they could do to bring a benefit to them for their content. Yeah. Oh, no, it's, I want one for free and you can send it here.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd be surprised how blunt people are. Well, how comes they're getting one and I ain't? And then it gets nasty then, and then they spot. Yeah, and they go in their sin bin, basically.
Well, I did that little thing with Goblin for a little while till Chocolate Velociraptor messed it all up. But that was me reaching out and saying, you know, I'm buying this model. I don't want it for free. I'm buying it. But, you know, I noticed you've got a little tiny YouTube channel. Would you like a video? I'm building it anyway, putting it on my channel. And I said, you know, you can either, and I said to them, and going forward, if you want more, you know, either I could buy the model and I own the video and whatever, or you can send me the model and I'll do a video for you, but I get to keep the model. So either way, you know, I can benefit from it. But it was more a case of, yeah, You just buy the models. I'll buy the model and then I'll do your video. But it didn't last for long because then,
they stopped their affiliations, didn't they?
Yeah, because the business suffered badly through Chocolate Velociraptor, and they had to drop a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, so just as all that was starting out, it all fell over.
It went literally as they was getting ready to send me a box of stuff to film.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
I wasn't as lucky as Fox. He got his box. Mine was on the shelf waiting to be sent, and it was like, I was like,
because they were just going to start sending. They had a few people on their books, like doing videos for them. We all different agreements between them, and they were just going to send them like every couple of months just a box of stuff, just to have fun.
Yeah, we'd all sort of signed up and done our bit, and it was like, it's ready to be shipped. We're just waiting to get the final bits and details together, and then boom, it all went tits up. I was like, of course, Fox is, my box arrived today. It's like, it has all been put on ice now, mate.
Yeah, I just got in before they fell over. They were a good bunch of guys there as well, unfortunately. It was a real shame. But
they was very apologetic.
Yeah.
Really sorry, guys. We had some lovely correspondence, but it wasn't to be, but it was quite funny.
I don't know why I just cleaned that brush. I still need it.
I've got no idea why you clean that brush, mate.
I don't know why I cleaned that brush. You're just sweet and idiot. But yeah, it's never been a case that I've contacted someone just because I want some free crap, because that's just a bit sad.
Yeah.
I'll always contact them because it does. I mean, I'm not naive. It will always benefit me in some way, because at the time, don't forget, I was running a business. So it was like, it would always be a case of, it's like, it's the same for both of us. We're not doing it because we love people. It's because in some way it's going to benefit our channels, whatever.
It's our job at the end of the day.
Yeah. Either we get a product, or we get free promotion from filming, or we get free, PR, whatever. Yeah. It benefits us in some way, but it's not just I get free stuff.
Well, it used to be I would say, rewarding job before the Velociraptor, but it kind of went a bit Pete-tongue, didn't it? And a lot of the associations, they have changed because firms had to cut back a lot because of furlough and things like that.
Yeah, they couldn't be offering all their affiliate benefits.
Budgets had to change, and some of the companies now have gone in-house and have their own builders and things like that. So we understand that. So it did change for both of us like that. So, we have had to diversify a little bit. Focus on different areas, I suppose, isn't it? But I think companies are not as free to give out goods now as they once were, because
the margins, are they?
Yeah, their margins aren't the same now, so they're very. You've got to have X amount of subs, or you've got to be seen as an influence. 100K plus channels, that sort of thing. And bigger companies are moving all of their build content to their in-house studios now, so a lot of that will disappear, not just for us, but for other builders as well. So
it's like, people say, well, why didn't they approach me to do it? It's like, well, you have to look at it from their point of view. Their choice is pay a PR company a fortune, or get some YouTubers to do it for a lot less money just for the cost of a kit or something. Yeah. But you've got to offer them something for that. They're not just going to take on a channel with like 3 subscribers, or a channel that makes really poor content, or something not related to their business. They're going
I'd love to get a free part. But how many have you built? Well, none.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you hoping to do for the business? Well, nothing. I just want a free part. But well, good luck with that.
Yeah. But they're going to tailor it. They're the reason that they approached us is because from their point of view, we're a lot cheaper than a PR company. But if we were like massive channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, we'd also demand hourly rates. And they know, we're just saying, I'll take the kit free. There you go. That's whatever the cost of the kit or whatever you want to do. We're not sitting there saying, pay me this much money.
Yeah. Why would I charge a free fee when I've got 12 grand's worth of part works for nothing?
exactly.
You know,
So-
it's a bit cheeky of me, if to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. So when people say, well, why don't they approach me? I said, because it might just be that you don't offer them anything that they need.
Yeah.
If you're a small channel, or if your quality of your content is not very good, or if you're not exposing their product to the audience that they want it's exposed to, then, if you want to get free Lego from Lego, but your channel's about gardening, and it's going to be irrelevant, isn't it?
Exactly.
Not that Lego ever do that.
I had one of them before, we do Lego, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't build it, but I know a guy that does. And you then back that to, someone that does a lot of Lego.
Yep.
Because, why not? It's their thing.
Yep.
And I'm not adverse to doing that, because...
Oh, no, I'll push it to somebody else if it's not anything I'm be interested in or able to do.
Well, this thing's the right thing to do, isn't it? It's just like,
If I'm not going to benefit the brand, then if I can find someone that will, then I'm all for it. I'll cover myself in paint again. Covered in paint. But I think that's the thing that a lot of people who want to get free stuff and that's all they want, they don't think of it from the company's point of view.
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table that Hachette or Fan Home or Lego or whoever it is, what do you bring to the table? I was looking at, somebody said once to me they'd mailed a company. I can't remember which company it was now. They said, I mailed this company. I never heard back from them. And I went to this company's website and they had videos on there from influencers.
Yeah.
I said, let's have a look at who they've got on the books. And it was like, such and such a channel with 5 million subscribers, such and such a channel with 10 million subscribers. I'm like, okay. If you look at their actual influencer content, they're all multi-million subscriber channels. You've got 40. You're never going to hear back from them ever, because you bring absolutely nothing. They don't want to spend thousands of pounds to reach your 40 subscribers.
Yeah.
They're like, but I said, don't matter. You can't compete.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it is frustrating because, all big channels started off as small channels, so they've had to grow.
Oh, yeah.
And so I can understand why people do get frustrated by that. I'm not a big channel.
Neither of us are. By
YouTube
standards.
Yeah, I'm a tenth of the channel size of yourself, so...
Yeah, but we're still both tiny, though, in real terms.
Please let me finish.
Go on.
No, that's all right. I've given up now.
No, go on.
No, carry on.
That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, well, I'm done now. Bill says I've had suppliers got the up when I've told them that I get full editorial oversight. Not what they want me to say. Yeah, but a lot of suppliers don't mind that, Bill, to be quite honest with you. I mean, when I first initially got the nod off of Fan Home and Diag, and same with Hachette, they're like, just do what you normally do, mate. If there's an issue with a particular fitment, before you put the video out, if you're going to mention that there's an issue, could you just email us a heads up beforehand?
Yep.
To let us know what the issue is so that we're aware that you are going to mention it. Then we can review it and say, yeah, we've made a change to that, and going forward, there are new pieces coming out. I had it with the brake discs with Eleanor.
Yeah.
And they was really quite crap, and it's like, in the movie, they're actually vented discs, and they did a parts reissue for it. So people that had already had the delivery got sent the uprated brake discs.
Yep.
Well, there was one with the Batmobile. And it's like, yeah, you do realise that that's from the pre-filming model there. It wasn't actually on the one that you're saying is what we're all building. So you might just want to amend that. They updated the magazine.
Yep.
They're like, cheers for the heads up, mate. So that's all right, because we get the stuff quite a way ahead. So I would say it's almost pre-release, isn't it, what we get?
Yeah.
So,
early doors.
So they've got at least 3 months before the build gets released where we've been in and nitpicked and gone, yeah, you might want to amend that, change that, or the build sequence for that is actually really difficult.
Yeah.
It would be a lot easier if you did it this way round. And I filmed it how I changed their build sequence. And sometimes you'll hear me say it in the video, you know, yeah, it's telling you to do it this way. Actually do it this way because it's a lot easier. And they've, now that they're doing their second run of magazines, they're actually making the changes. So.
Yeah. I was similar with some stuff on the X-Wing and the DeLorean. There's some stuff where the instructions just don't make sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's just completely wrong. And they've obviously changed the production since they printed the magazine, but then they also then made changes after it as well.
Yeah.
So that's why, you know, I'll point out sometimes, yeah, it says this in the book, but that's not quite right.
And they don't mind that because that's good, honest, fair comment, feedback. You know, you're not sitting there going, don't buy it, it's rubbish, because you're saying, yeah, if any of you have got this magazine, then they haven't sent you the updated magazine yet. So if you want to build it this way, it will save you a bit of time.
Yep.
There's a classic one in the Batmobile where they ask you to put the top section on the rear end with the rocket tubes. And then 2 issues later, they're asking you to fit the lights. And then they go, oh, and then you can attach the rocket tubes to the top part of the bodywork. And it's like, well, we've
done that bit.
We've done that 2 issues ago. So you've got to take the 12 screws out to put on the bit that they got out of sequence. So I just batted them an email. So if you do realise that's a boo-boo, you've actually made a glaring error there, because you've asked us to assemble it in this issue, and then in this issue it's not assembled. You're telling us to assemble it.
Yeah.
Ah,
Wait
good
a
spot.
minute.
Right, yeah, we'll go in and we'll make a change there.
Mm-hmm.
I said basically what it was after the event they realised they had forgot to fit the bulbs in the rear lights. So they made the change in the magazine but didn't do the 2 issues before where you assembled it. So they just deleted that out basically. And
it is funny where you can see in the instruction books, like, oh, that snapped off, components that they've since changed since printing the instruction guide and taking the photographs. It's like, especially in the DeLorean one where, which is the Van Ho ones that used to be Eagle Moss, they haven't done anything with the magazines. They've just literally reprinted the magazines. So in the Eagle Moss one, you have a specific gearbox for the DeLorean. I think it's, I might get this wrong. I think in the film, the car was a manual, but they give you an automatic gearbox. In the magazine, it shows a completely different gearbox because they first released it with the automatic and then changed it. Yeah. The manual. So when you get the kit now, it's the manual gearbox, but the instructions still have, and you look at it and think, that's not the part I've got.
Yeah.
And with my Dodge, I had the steering column was just the wrong length. It was like 1 inch too long. Yeah. So I ordered, and it seems to be like some of the prints had the wrong, and it's a solid like steel piece. It's not like this like a bit of plastic. So somehow they managed to make a bunch of them like 1 centimetre too long. So I ordered one. I got another copy off eBay, and it was like, oh, it's got the right one. Yeah,
Batmobile had it with the steering rack as well.
Yep.
They basically sent a new part out saying, yeah, none of you can turn the steering because the part is machined wrong. So here's a new component. You know, so, you know, we all feed back to them issues, you know, not massive issues, but, you know, you might want to look at that because there's a fitment problem, blah, blah, blah. It could be because this is not quite 100%. And they change it. They're like, yeah, thanks for the feedback. We'll sort that out. And, before it goes live, there'll be a change made.
That's why they do what they do, because they know we can test it for them.
Anyone that's got them issues will just get in touch with them. Because, you know, there's, you know, different build schedules all around the world with different channels that get selected in different geographical locations. So by the time, say, Italy get theirs, us Brits have already come across their problems. So the amendments are all in place when it gets released in that country. So, yeah.
I've got to be honest, when I think about the logistics involved in like doing a part work, gives me the kind of yips that would keep me up at night.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I panic when I have to coordinate 4 different cooking ingredients in the oven with different cooking times. Imagine trying to run and logistically organise a part work with like manufacturing from different places and publish. Oh, man, it'd be a nightmare.
Well, my first 4 issues of Eleanor, the magazines were in German.
Yeah.
because Velociraptor had just ended. So they were still using up a lot of the Eagle Moss stock.
Yeah.
So all my magazines came from Germany, and then suddenly I got the next box, and there's all your magazines in English, mate.
On the DeLorean one, it's quite funny because they'd sent an email out saying that they were short of some supply of some issues. And then the next month I got a bunch of issues that were in English, but the label on the top was in, how can I put this, a country that's not very popular at the minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, they can't sell this anymore. They got surplus of stocks. They're just using up the surplus stock from this country. Brilliant. I like that.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
James says his dealership's closing at the end of the year, so as of 1st of Jan, he's going to be on the fun employed scrap heap. Good thing I cleared the garages, all my tools need to come home now. You're going to start up on your own then, James? Start your own little business, mate?
Do it. That way you can control the clients that you have to deal with.
Exactly, so yeah.
You can weed out the chuds. No, I'm not
something
touching that, mate.
Might work out well for you.
Yeah. I've got that super glue back on as well. That's 2 things I need to glue back on. Chris Homan UK is in. He says, hello there.
Hello, Chris, again.
Did you say hello to him before? I do apologise.
I did, yeah.
Bill says, just building the Tiger One Airfix starter kit the other night. Went through it in about an hour because I wasn't filming it.
Yeah, it can make a difference, Bill, can't it?
Yeah. We've always said before, the difference, it's, what is it we say, like 4 times as long to make something if you're filming it, if not more?
Yeah, normally every January I go through my stash and look at what's going to be video builds and what's going to be non-video builds, so to speak. And
video builds or fun builds?
Yeah, because... Yeah. And it varies it up for your channel, but which is kind of what I need to get back into, because obviously I've been doing a lot of part works because it's fitted in with what's going on in my real life at the moment. So it takes less time to film a part work than it does to sit here and film, detailed build stuff on a model kit. So but now things are settling down a bit, I can get back into scale modelling, because that is where my love lies, I'll be brutally honest. So
yeah. I mean, I'm sort of similar at the minute in that it's not really, by the time my day is done, I don't have the energy to devote to, or time to devote to proper building and filming. That's why I've not really done anything. It's just like, by the end of the day, I'm too knackered. I've physically or emotionally, I can't sit there and do that right now. I'm not in the right place. So it's a challenge because, not what else I can do. That's why there's not been much content. But, if I can do, say, a game stream or something, at least that's something on my channel. I can sit there and play a game for a bit. So I'll do that. But yeah, life does get in the way, and filming builds. It's not as easy as you think. It is tough because, like, Festa and I have said before, you're taking something that you love doing, and filming it kind of takes all the passion out of it. And you've got to be able to sort of fight through that and say, no, I need to do this because I need to make the content to show people how to build it, or how I build it. And it is difficult to maintain enthusiasm when you're filming it, and it takes 4, 5, 6 times as long. You're not just sitting there binge building it, you're sitting there and doing a little bit, filming it, editing, a little bit, filming it, editing. It's a fiddly process. It says that it's an easy job, doesn't do it. Which is why I treasure these streams with Festa, because it gives me a chance to actually get to the bench. No matter what I'm feeling like, or, physically or emotionally or anything, I'm spending time with my mate. So that overrides everything. I get to spend time with my buddy. I get to spend time with you guys. I get to spend time doing stuff at the bench. And I get to feel like I've actually done something. I wouldn't be doing this if it was just me. I wouldn't have the energy or the wherewithal to sit and stream it or film it. What colour do I do those? I don't know. I think white. I'm enjoying doing white. How you getting on there with yours, dude?
I'm all right. I'll just let you talk, mate. I'm all right. You carry on, mate. I'm fine and dandy.
No, I'm fine. Done now. Still doing me white bits. Bill says, this Spanish bomber I'm doing at the moment is my third Models for Heroes build.
Oh, lovely.
James says, I might start another shop again, but I need to sell the current house and move, so losing income next year is an unpleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully things work out for you, James, because...
Yeah.
You know, you're part of our friend circle at the moment, you know, so at the end of it, mate, you know, we like to make sure that our mates are all okay because...
It's like you have the worst luck anyway at the best of times, so just hoping it works out for you. I'm sure it will. It's Canada. Everything always works out eventually in Canada.
I think you'll be all right. You seem to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like anything, you know, people would always find a trustworthy mechanic. So, and, you know, happy customers, word gets round, mate. You know, it's surprising.
Yep. My mechanic this year did my MOT, quoted me a certain price, and when I went to pay, I said, actually, it's half that because the thing we thought we needed to do, we didn't need to do. So he now knows that I trust him and I'll go back every time now. Because I'm like, wait, you're charging me less. You could have just not told me any of that and charged me full whack rent. Yeah, but I'm not a complete rude word. And I said, well, I know that now. Good lad.
I still get photos of people that have still got bikes and trikes I built years ago. And I still get stuff emailed to me. Oh, it's still on the road, you know. It's quite flattering, you know, even after all these years. My cousin, he's got a lot of the old equipment that I had at my workshop. He's got his own bike place up in Croydon. You know, he's had punters go in, you know, and he recognises the bike. Oh, is that such and such? Built by, because I was going under my other name back then. Yeah, that's him. Oh, I'll let him know it's still on the rounds because he's my cousin. And they're like, oh, a nice one, you know, and conversations start then because...
Well, the thing is, with something like that, it's
a very small world and close-knit community.
Yeah, and, you know, it's a custom-made, absolutely unique kind of bike. Yeah. You're going to remember who made it, and you're going to keep in touch.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. You know, of course, they'll often say, does he still build? Because we've been down where he used to be, and there's nothing there now. No, he's stopped because of... And they're like, oh, no. And he's like, yeah, he packed it up. Still got all his stuff, because he's got all my old English wheels and things like that up there.
Yeah.
Still says to me, you know, if ever you want to get back into it, there's a space here if you want to do a bit of custom painting and that. The ship's sailed, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Can't go back, can you?
No, because it's like anything, you know, once you realise it's not to the standard you once were, you're not going to do it.
No.
You know, it's all right, you know, You can patch up a paint job, but if you do a bad weld on a motorbike frame,
yeah, that's dangerous.
sorry, but yeah, you're not going to do it. It's that simple.
Mm.
You know, if I was to ignore that and do it, then you know I'm a twat. Then, aren't I? So
Yeah, you're putting somebody's life at risk,
and I'm
which
not
you
prepared to do that.
No.
So,
Well, you know, the people that that have your bikes, they see you as a craftsman because because like, never mind somebody saying, how did you paint that model? Like I said on Monday, to me the fact you could just build a motorbike from scratch is like, that's just nonsense.
Yeah.
How is that even a thing that can happen? I can't even build a plug from instructions. So yeah, well, that didn't work out quite well.
Yeah, it was fun, don't get me wrong, but
Time's gone now.
yeah.
Say that ship sailed. But you're in a wonderful new world now.
Yeah. Who would have thought it that I would end up?
Yeah.
We've had this discussion before, isn't it? You know, and people will be amazed to see how mellow I am these days compared to how volatile I once was. You know.
Did you ever think you'd be playing with toy soldiers as an adult in your later life?
Well, I had one who recognised the spanner on my arm and messaged me, and he said, I've got to ask, is that you? Because I wasn't doing face to cam back then.
Mm.
And I was like, yeah. He went, God, he said, who would have thought it? Oh, yeah, I'm a lot different nowadays, a lot more mellow. Good for you.
Mm.
Good to know that you're still around, and yeah. Never would have thought. Yeah. And it wasn't in a detrimental way. They was just gobsmacked as to how mellow I had become.
Yeah. Yeah. Knowing where you came from, I can understand that. It's like, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
It's fun.
But that's the thing that it worked, or you made work. I can't get my words out. That's the thing that you've made work to your advantage. Where
Good God, yeah.
so many people in a challenging situation like yours would just give up and fold up and die, wait to die. You're not. You're like, you know what? I can't do X anymore, so I'm going to do Y instead, and I'll do Y as best I can till I can't do Y anymore, and then I'll do Z.
Yeah,
because when I can't do Y, I can still do Z.
I often get asked where I get my resilience from, and it's me mum.
Mm.
I've got no qualms in sort of broaching the subject lightly, but it'll be lightly. But my mum's in end-of-life care now, stage 4 cancer, but I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. But I get my resilience from her.
Yep.
I was chatting to Fox and PJ, because PJ's aware because we spoke private. And, you know, I'm proud of that because I see in her what they obviously see in me, because she's like myself. She's got a very pragmatic outlook on her prognosis. She's fully aware of it and is fully accepting of it. And one of the nurses was saying to her about it, and she said, well, how can I sit here and whine? She said, when I've instilled to me kids not to be like that. She said, my daughter over there's got blood cancer and my son's got progressive relapsing MS. She says, they've both got long-term conditions. How can I sit here and bitch and whine about mine? What example am I to them? And we've got that pragmatic resilience about us all, and that's how we deal with it. You know?
Plus, she is of that generation anyway. It sounds really cheesy to say, but the generation that went through the war and has that kind of mentality.
So we set up a Zoom room for her and her sister Winnie, because Winnie's in her 90s now.
Yeah.
And it was quite poignant when Bub was like, yeah, we're probably never going to physically meet again, love, because... And I had a lump in me throat hearing her say that, but it wasn't me mum being morbid. She's just realistic, you know. We're not going to meet physically because I can't risk it, Win. And, you know, she said, but at least they've set this up for us. And Winnie, by then, was still trying to look behind the webcam to see where the man was that was operating it.
Ooh, isn't this clever?
But it was that reality of the conversation they was both having, and then they was like, "Oh well, we're here now. Here, did you see so and so in the news?" And that was it. You know, their period of reflection was over. But yeah, it did put a little lump in my throat, I must admit, because I love me mum. You know, and I'm proud to admit it. Shouldn't have to be proud to admit it. You know, she went through a lot to raise us kids, and yeah, so yeah, it does put a lump in my throat to see her going through that, because she's harmless. You know, she's had a right old upheaval of her life. The least she deserved was just to go to sleep one night and go out with dignity like that. But no, she's been cursed again, the poor cow, and it irritates me, you know. But
yeah, it's not fair, is it?
I don't think it is, but
no.
I'll only get bitter about it. And then, you know, if she was to watch this back, she'd get the up with me for being bitter about it, because that's not how she's raised me. So, yeah. So sorry, Mum. Won't happen again, love. But no, it's still, you know, as big and as brash as we can be. You know, my little 4'6" mum is a tiny little dot of a thing.
Yep.
And to know what she's facing is difficult, because she's had enough pain in life.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve it.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. But, yeah. And you're the same with your mum. You know, we don't like seeing them go through it, because they're harmless.
Yeah, you know, my mum went through a lot, just putting up with me, if nothing else. But, you know, my mum went through a lot to, you know, and sacrificed a lot to bring us 3 boys up and live her life. You know, and I don't like seeing my mum like that, because my mum's, I suppose technically she's almost just about end of life care. She's not like on the doorstep or anything.
Yeah.
But things are wrong with her that are end of life scenarios. They may not be the cause of it. They may not push her off the twig, but if left to their own devices, they would. So yeah, she's quite dependent now, and it's not nice to see that, but at the same time, it's not a burden to look after her either. So
no, it's
you know, you do it gladly because they did it for us.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You know, it is what it is. You can't change it. Like I said to her, I just want her to be as comfortable as we can possibly make her, for as long as she can be comfortable. And that's it, really. Exactly. And we don't sit there dwelling on it. We'll sit and talk about anything and everything other than it, unless she raises it as a subject.
Yep.
You know, says, "Oh, by the way, I've got to go and see the oncologist or whatever." Yeah, no worries, mate.
Yep.
When you're ready, let us know how you got on. Yeah.
It's like with Mama Wolf. You know, I worry that she's just bored, because all she does is sit there and read her iPad all day, Facebook, and it's like, do you not want to go anywhere? And she's like, no, I'm perfectly happy. And it's accepting the fact that as long as she's happy, that's all that matters. And if that's what she wants to do,
exactly,
if that's what she's happy doing, then that's good enough for me. And it's just weird seeing somebody who, like with your mum and my mum, who was obviously originally fiercely independent and now is just not that at all. It's hard to see that.
It's tough because she's a very strong woman. She's got to beat or put up with us lot.
Oh, yeah.
Especially some of the shenanigans I did in my late teens, early 20s, you know. And so, yeah, you know, and you want your mums to see out their retirement years with a bit of dignity and a bit of this and a bit of that. And to suddenly see them have to face all of that, it's like, oh, really? Come on. Don't you think she's been through enough already?
I mean, I kind of, the only thing I feel sad for Mum is really, I'm happy that she's still all right. There's people her age that are in a lot more worse state, a lot more worse, the terrible English, a lot worse state. You know, she's not like in a massively bad way, but at the end of the day, she hasn't got a circle of friends, so she doesn't see anybody.
Yeah.
She's got no social life. That's the sad thing. She's got no social life because everybody she knows is gone.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like people come around and see her, so it's a shame. All she's got is this schmuck that takes her a cup of tea every hour.
Yeah, that irritated man who won't shut up. Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps turning up with a cup of tea saying, do you want some trifle? Well, then I give her trifle, then I'm my best mate in the world. She likes that. She doesn't like when I turn up with a load of pills, though.
Yeah. You know, where me and Mum get on is she'll hear the others yattering with the doctors or whatever, and she'll just go, tell me as it is, mate.
Yeah.
No faff. Because they're flanneling me. I know they are.
Yeah, they're all beating around the bush and faffing about, aren't they?
A, B, or C. Yeah, it's that. Okay, at least I know. Yeah, well, you know, you did ask.
Yep.
You know, they're like, oh, I go, look, don't lie to her. It's the worst thing you can do because she's not stupid. She's not lost her marbles.
Yep.
So, you know, don't BS her because you owe her better than that.
Yeah, there's no point not telling her what she's going to go through because she's going to go through it and experience it. You may as well tell her now what she's going to go through.
Yeah.
She's not an idiot.
Let's get a rough base layer on that whilst I'm trembling. Frustratingly so. What else has got yellow on it? That's a hazard. That's a hazard. That's got black background. They're white. They're white. They're white. They're checkers. Okay. No worries. So weird.
That's all the base white colour. I've done my all through in grey. What I will do next time is go in and start doing, like for example, I've done that panel there in all through in grey. It looks terrible, but it always does on camera. I'll go in with a lighter white colour like that scar next time and add some highlights to it so it's got an even, because that's not a white colour. And then just like I did with the blue, just build it up. So that's for next time. I shall go and get some warm water and I can clean my brushes.
Oh, is it that time already? That was perfect timing then.
Yeah, just finished all the white bits. You might say, why is it taking me 2 hours to do that? It's because I'm having fun, I'm enjoying company, and we're having a good chat. Right, back in a second.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll literally just shove that all out of the way for a minute. And I'll have a quick look-see in the chat, see what's been going on in there. Just shove that around that way. I'm going to sort that door out as well. Put a magnet in there because that's getting on my tits, if I'm honest.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Let's shove that on there out of the way.
Do you know, it's terrible. My stiff knee is such that I got up from the bench and wobbled across the room like a 78-year-old in a 3-piece woolen suit with spoons in my pocket. I was like, I'm not that old.
Yeah, you are.
I am that old, though, aren't I?
You are, yeah.
You're
fart.
Old fart.
Bill says you can spend too much time worrying what you can do, what you can forget, although what you do. You do what you can. Exactly, mate.
Yeah.
You know, it is how it is, mate. You know, and you just suck it up and get on with it. But
you do whatever you've got going on at the time.
Yeah, you know, it's life changing and it's just something else you've got to deal with. But, you know, when the time comes, I shall step away for a couple of weeks and deal with things and then come back because, yeah, so that's why I'm dropping in and out at the moment because, yeah, it's just how it is.
I think the strength that you have is that a lot of people look at major changes in their life, like, you know, for example, as cancer or MS or whatever, and they see it as an end of something. Like the life they've led to that point has ended, and therefore, where is me and everything's. But it's, you don't see that. You just see it as, yeah, it's the end of something, but it's the beginning of something else. It's just a change. It's a chapter. It's a
change of circumstances. And then I look at it and go, okay, my life is going to change. How can I try and continue to live as fulfilled a life as possible? What adaptations and changes do I need to make so that I can at least have some quality of life? And that's how I deal with it. Mum's the same. You know, she's had some surgeries and is, you know, recovering from that. And she knows life is going to be different. You know, she's not going to bother with chemo and stuff like that because, yeah, you know, she's 84. As far as she's concerned, you know, she's had a good innings, and what'll be will be, and she wants to go out with all her own hair. Not too much of her missing, and I understand that and accept it. So we've all the paperwork signed that goes along with that, and we just get on with it now.
Yeah, my mum was the same with dialysis. You know, she was thoroughly pragmatic and said, look, you know, I know dialysis will make me live longer, but it wouldn't be much fun getting up every day at like 7 a.m. to get to hospital for 4 hours in the dialysis machine when I'm 86 every other day. I'd rather live a little less but have a better time.
Exactly. We had it with the old man with CAPD. It was like, yeah. But anywho, what have I done today? I've done a bit of yellow and black, just gone over with a brighter yellow. Done some of me ultra and grey. Done some of me coloured panels on the side with base layers. Done a bit of the copper. Done a bit of the white and black on the cannon. Just basically lipstick and mascara. I've got to sort that door out. It's getting my tits now.
It's not the best. It's not the best, is it?
And then I'll go round. I've started basing the hazard stripes, and now I've got checkers to do. Same on the inside of the door, but I'm going to fix that. And then, I can start going around detailing bits and pieces up now. So not a massive lot done, but there's a lot of itty-bitty detail on these.
Yep.
And I want to get all the base coats down so that I can then go around and dry brush any light areas and textures and contrasts, and then I can look at rusting and washes and all of that lot further down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I've done tonight. Like I said, I've just done the Arthur and Grey here, but it's basically to demonstrate what aim I'm going for. It's basically that kind of effect on this teeth here, where it's a pale colour. You've got a little bit of the blue showing and some of the rust underneath it still showing. So it just looks like it's faded and worn. That's exactly what I'm going for. But remember, it's a bit brighter on in real life. On the webcam, it's a bit dull. So.
There you go, folks. So that's where we're at. So again, big, massive thanks for all of you for coming in and keeping us to Tilloch's company. We'll be back on Friday for a bit of Friday frolicky goodness for you. So in the meantime, stay safe and well. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your generosity again with your super chats, folks. It really does help keep this going. It is massively appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
We look forward to seeing you on Friday, folks. Take care, everyone.
Adios, amigos.
Bye-bye.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to